This is the theme song.
That's the bada bump bump bump.
That's
Well, I don't like that very much at all. Well, hello everyone, and we are just starting our pre-show show. Everything, all the ducks in a row. How you go, Joe? I don't know.
If you're new, tell them what we do here.
Well, the topic is Trek. On the topic is Trek, so we talk about Trek, and sometimes we get off on a tangent, and we have to remind ourselves that the topic is Trek, which is one of the reasons it's a good idea to name the show that. So it always brings you back to it. We normally talk about obviously the new episodes when they come out, and we're going to be in a little bit of a lull on that at the moment. We've done books in the past. We're going to be doing another book again tonight. We also do a couple of other features, and one of them will also be another thing we do tonight, which is when a series is over, all three of us will pick some of our favorite moments. We don't necessarily rank them. They're not like this is the best and down the line, but we'll pick about 5 and maybe some honorable mentions, and we'll do a round and around and around to see what people picked for their favorite moments from the series. And unfortunately, we've kind of had to call it that we don't think Prodigy is coming back. So we're going to do, as it pains me to say, we're going to do the best of Prodigy this evening. So that will be up as well. And we're going to have a special guest, which is pretty exciting as well.
That's right.
On the show.
Looking forward to that.
Aside from Bonnie here, that's
hey, Bonnie.
I guess we have 2 guests.
We have a live audience.
We do.
Yeah.
She'll be leaving as soon as she's no longer needed. So,
Hey, Clinton is starting to show look like that thumbnail I showed you earlier, where there's like 6 people.
Yep.
Is Bonnie just gonna book out after the game is over? Is she gonna feed you answers?
She's there in case Diane does what you just did, which was drop out for any technical reason. So she has a copy of the questions.
Oh, she's a stunt contestant.
Stunt double.
I'm the backup.
Yeah, backup.
I didn't know that Diane was going to be doing any stunts, but that's could
done
be
that at keynotes before, Bonnie. Good luck.
Yeah, no spoilers, Clinton. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen them. I've just seen the title. That's of the whole game.
All right.
All right.
Audio is adjusted. We are ready to go.
Sounds good.
Let me give you the countdown.
Please do.
3, 2, 1.
This is The Topic is Trek, episode 200 for Friday, April 17th, 2026. Coming up in this episode, we get quizzed. I'm sure that'll go well. We finally decide we must call a beloved Trek series done. An AI running amok? Unlikely, but that's what this Voyager novel says. All that coming up right now on The Topic is Trek. You look good for 200. Welcome to The Topic is Trek, the podcast that runs on impulse power. Join us for a journey where no show has gone before. If it has to do with Star Trek, there's a good chance we'll talk about it sooner or later, because on this show, the topic is Trek. Engage already. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrill-packed edition of The Topic is Trek, and a very special one indeed. That's right, this is our 200th episode. But in order to be a co-host for the 200th episode, I have to have, as usual, my co-host. So, beaming in to join me from parts unknown with the hip new catchphrase that you will be talking about for the next 200 episodes is Mr. Craig Stepp.
Engage the snark drive.
Okay. Maybe. Better
Actually,
than some.
I think that's my captain's catchphrase to go to warp. Start drive.
And also beaming in to join us from other parts unknown is Mr. Chuck Tomasi.
Woo, that tickles.
Well, gentlemen, it's hard to believe, but
See ya.
Oh, wait, no. Stay here.
Yeah, don't go.
My goodness, that was a
I
very
gotta
short
remember to
no.
turn that transporter off when we're done with it.
You never know. So things could wander in and out. It's our 200th episode. Does it feel like we've done 200 episodes of this show?
We've been doing it for 9 years, so yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
I was like, yeah, it feels like a lot more, but
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm just kidding. No,
yeah, we
it doesn't.
We started. We'd been talking about it for years prior, and when Discovery was about to come on, we said, I think it's finally time. Let's get rolling on this thing. Little did we know the pantheon of Trek that would follow in the
we also
9 years.
out apparently. Like,
Mm.
this generation of Trek we saw come in, like, well, that phase is now coming to an end, but let's not talk about that yet. There's more to come.
Well, look at between our other two shows and this one, we've got about 60 years worth of podcasting experience.
Yeah, I figure that it equates to something like over 3,000 episodes of podcasting. So yeah, that's a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I feel old.
Well, rest assured you look it too.
Well, maybe this will cheer you up.
That's the pot calling the kettle black.
We're not going to be doing subspace chatter this week. So of course we cannot check in with Charlie to see which Charlie we get, but we don't have to, because actually knowing that subspace chatter wasn't happening, but that our 200th episode was happening, they sent us a little card. So this is both of them in there. And so Charlie X has one of those blowhorns, the paper that rolls out. It's not blown out. He's just got this corner of his mouth and he's saying, whatever.
Hey, I remember this episode. Transporter accident.
Mirror Charlie, who is our friend, because it's the opposite thing, saying, congratulations, friends. What an exciting achievement this is. Keep up the great work. Your bud, Mirror Charlie.
You're not going to read that
like
as
for a minute.
in Charlie's voice. Congratulations, friends.
There you go.
What an exciting achievement this is. Keep up the great work. Your pal, Mirror Charlie.
I'll do Charlie X.
What's the postage from the Mirror universe?
Whatever.
What's the postage from the Mirror universe?
That's a great question. I don't know. And is it postage, or is this something where the postman has to pay you to mail the letter?
You get charged for how many hops you got to make through the communication network.
Yeah.
This is just,
I don't want to set up that SMTP server.
So no wonder sometimes, well, actually, in spite of all that, Mirror Charlie is just a really nice guy. It's Charlie X, who lives in this universe, who's just a cranky, person of the whole thing. All right. So I talked about we're going to have a special thing going on in this episode, and is in time to bring in our special guest. We've talked about this special guest. Oh, before we do that, I should, if you're watching the live feed, or perhaps you hear a voice on my microphone as well, it's my wife, Bonnie, is here.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Say something. Say something. Yes.
Something.
There you go. Excellent.
I saw that coming a mile away.
You sound just like Abby Fallmacher.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe more like Cindy. Who knows? We are going to bring in listener Diane.
Yeah. She doesn't just make spreadsheets.
Girl board.
No, and don't spreadsheet. What is that? You almost said in the thing. Oh, but we won't spreadsheet that. Yeah, good thing.
Right.
All right, Diane, you are here for a very special reason, because in honor of our 200th episode, you are going to be, you've constructed a little game for us.
Indeed. And not on Triskelion, right here in my own home.
Do we have to pick Quatloos?
Yes. Did you not bring your weapons with you? Yeah.
Ugh.
I got
Craig's got
something.
my Star Trek weapons. All I have is a Gorn Tiki mug to throw at you.
No,
I'm looking for something. I got a sonic screwdriver. No,
No,
wait.
no, wrong franchise.
I got a rock. There we go.
Wrong franchise.
Right.
Okay. Are we off? Are we
So,
ready?
No, we're
let's-
oh, believe me, we're off. We're way off. But
All right,
that's
we
Oh,
gotta-
my.
we gotta explain to the
Oh,
listeners.
my.
The
Yeah,
high
explain to
level
the
of this game is you're going to you're going to say quotes, and we have to complete them. Correct?
Yes, and hopefully correctly. I
I
know.
don't know.
and what is this game called?
It's, oh my goodness. It's called 200-ish seconds of Star Trek quotes used strictly for entertainment purposes under fair use, which is a U.S. legal doctrine allowing limited use of copyrighted material without permission for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Well, maybe the title needs work. Anyway,
think-
Be your doctor for if
Yeah.
this game is right for you.
Look what you get when you get attorneys involved.
May cause nausea, vomiting.
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
That's our show in general, so that's
But
fine.
if you have a heart condition, pre-existing heart condition, please do not take this quiz.
That's
If you're
our
pregnant-
shtick. Yeah.
Pregnant or plan to get pregnant.
Okay, so tell us what's going to happen in this here game.
So I am, as we have previously said, I am your host, listener Diane. I will be reading part of a quote from Star Trek films and TV shows to your host Clinton and his co-hosts Greg and Chuck. They will be filling in the blanks in a rapid fire quiz, or maybe not so rapid. Anyway, we will find out who will win, who will mess up, and who will make snarky comments after each question and slow us down. How it's going to work is
All of the above.
Yeah.
She knows us too
How-
well.
How it will work is I'm going to read quotes from Star Trek, and CKC will complete the end of the quote or the next line. If they are completing the line, it means that the quote is being spoken by the same person. Giving the next line will mean that another person was speaking. They have about 5 seconds to answer, and if they are correct, I will move on to the next question. If they take too long or they are wrong, I'll just say no, give the right answer, and move on. If they miss out a small word like and or the, or give most of the keywords, I will still count that as correct. There's a possible 50 points, and we would love for you at home to take the quiz with us and call in your scores at 816-TREKKER, that's TREKKER, or for those of you that like numbers, that's 816-873-5537. And if there's anybody listening to us live, thank you. Please do not post answers in the chat. All right, so
Hello, Sarah Rose.
hey.
Yeah.
And
Sarah
now-
Rose watching you. No
Hey,
posting there. For
Yes, no posting. The intro is about as long as the quiz, so that's enough of that.
Yes. Okay.
100 seconds of intro.
We're out of time. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody has they're responsible for keeping their own score. So everybody has a
Oh.
writing implement and
Oh. I guess you're not because you're on the show. Okay.
yes, I can't.
She's reading. It's
I
too
can't.
busy.
I can't read. Be funny and keep score at the same time. Sorry, can't help you there.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Everybody's ready? Steady?
Ready.
All right. From the motion picture, Clint, and they probably redesigned the whole sick bay too. I know engineers.
They love to change things.
Craig, now that we're looking down their throat, right now that we've got them. Now that we're looking down their throat, right now that we've got them.
Right where we want them.
Well, it's just where they want us, so I'm not going to
Oh.
give that one.
Okay.
Chuck, V'ger expects an answer. An answer?
Oh, shoot.
No, you can't. It's not like that. All right, we move on. So I
Yeah,
don't
move
know.
on. Neg pass.
I
What
don't
was
know
the
the
answer?
question.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
From Khan, Clint,
Yes.
where are we going? Where they went. Well, suppose they went nowhere. Next line.
Then this is your chance to get away from it all.
Correct. Craig, remember that overgrown Boy Scout you used to hang around with? That's exactly the kind of guy. Hey, listen, kiddo. Jim Kirk was many things.
But he was never a Boy Scout.
Correct. Chuck, Botany Bay? Botany Bay?
We have to get out of here.
Correct.
No.
Correct. Search for Spock. Clint. Aye, sir. The more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is.
It's like to mess up the works.
Well,
gum up the works.
no, stop up the drain.
Okay, I know it's like
Craig.
Which we've never seen.
Right. Craig, she's supposed to have transwarp drive. Aye, and if my grandmother had wheels.
She'd be a wagon.
Correct. Hey.
Woo! Pull that one out. I thought you were going to say she could fly.
Yes.
No.
Chuck. Level, please. Transporter room. Thank you. Next line. I'll give you a hint. It's Scotty.
Up your shaft.
Correct.
Very nice.
The one with the whales.
The one with the whales.
Computer.
everybody knows it.
Computer. Hello, computer. Just use the keyboard. Next line.
The keyboard. How quaint.
Correct.
Yes.
Craig, don't tell me you're from outer space. No, I'm from Iowa.
I only work in outer space.
Correct. Chuck. Oh, him? He's harmless. Back in the 60s, he was part of the free speech movement at Berkeley. I think he did.
A little too much LDS.
Lower
Correct.
decks.
No, Latter-day
Lord.
Saints.
Clint. Do you have a message for your mother? Next line.
Yes, tell her I feel fine.
Correct. Craig, if we play our cards right, we might be able to find out where those whales are being released. Next line. It's Spock.
I have to make an educated guess. No, that's not right. I know.
Nope.
It's how will playing cards help?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
God.
good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, hey, why don't you watch where you're going, you dumbass? Next line.
A double dumbass on you.
Correct. Star Trek 5. Clint, you mean he's your brother? You made that up. Next line.
I've met your brother.
No, I did
No,
not.
you yeah, you don't have
That's
a
okay.
yes.
Craig, Mr.
Yes.
Scott, you're amazing. There's nothing amazing about it. I know this ship, bonk.
Thud. He fell down.
No. Before he hit the thud.
Right,
Oh.
but he
Like
says
the back of my
something.
hand.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Chuck, Spock, my only concern is getting the ship back. When that's done and Cybok is in here, then you can debate Shakari until,
Until you turn blue?
well, that's close, but I'm not going to give it to you till you're green in the face.
Green in the face.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
just-
thinking Bolians and Andorians.
Undiscovered country. Clint, I'm as constant as the North Star. You know, I'd give real money.
if he'd just shut up.
Yes. That's a good quote, Diane.
Craig, Jim, there is a historic opportunity here. Don't believe them, don't trust them, but they're dying. Next line.
Let them die.
Correct.
Woo.
Chuck.
So mean.
Yes.
Chuck, in range? Not yet, sir. Come on. She'll fly apart. Next line.
My brain is out of context. Craig, what is it?
Fly her apart then.
That's correct, but no point for either
No
one.
points
It's
for
Sulu.
you.
Thanks, Chuck.
Generation.
You were shaking like I do. It was like
Like I know,
a
I know.
dingus thing going on.
Generations. Clint, take us out. Very good, sir. Brought a tear to my eye. Next line.
I can picture it.
Uh,
Do you? No.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Craig, number one, that's retract plank, not
Remove plank.
correct.
Yes. Good job.
Chuck, where is he now? I don't know. He bathed. Now he's roaming the ship. He must be the only engineer in Starfleet.
That doesn't go to engineering.
Correct. First contact. Clint, I got to take a leak. Leak? I'm not detecting any leak. Next line.
I know the scene. This is where I start to fall apart. I I know he's talking to it's Barclay, but I don't know.
Craig seems to know.
Yeah, he said to Jordy, "Don't you people pee in the
21st
Jordan.
century.
Yes.
21st century.
Correct.
in the
but
future?"
No,
Yeah.
no point. Craig, please state the nature of the medical emergency. 20 Borg are about to break through that door. We need time to get out of here, so create a diversion. This isn't part of my program. I am a doctor.
Not a doorstop.
Correct.
Woo!
Good job.
I got all tied up right now. I don't know about you guys.
Chuck,
Well,
it's a primitive culture. I'm just trying to blend in. Next line.
You're blended all right.
Correct.
I love
Yeah.
that line. Thank you.
Insurrection. Clint,
Yeah.
in the event of a water landing, I have been designed.
As a flotation device.
Correct. Craig, Jean-Luc, we're only moving 600 people. Well, how many people does it take, Admiral?
Oh, let's give the number.
1.
No, before it becomes wrong.
Oh,
Chuck, Mr. Worf, do you know Gilbert and Sullivan? Next line.
I'm sorry, sir. I haven't had a chance to meet all the new crew members.
Yes, that is correct. Nemesis, Clint, I will be training my new first officer. You all know him. He's a tyrannical martinet who will never, ever allow me to go on away missions. This is the regulation, sir. Starfleet Code Section 12, Paragraph 4. Mr. Data. Sir, next line.
Not a clue.
Shut up.
Well, hey,
yeah.
oh, that's the line. That's the line.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
no,
all right.
yeah.
Actually, I was
that
hoping
one too. That's gonna be
I
our
was-
go-to line now. Shut
I
up.
was hoping you were part of the line was the citation. I was hoping you were going to have to say that.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Craig, Captain's prerogative. There's no foreseeable danger, and your wife would never forgive me if anything were to happen to you. You have the bridge. This is what he calls Riker. That's your hint.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Number 1.
Gave him away. I had that one.
Number 1.
No, Mr. Troy.
Mr.
Chuck. I
Oh,
must.
snap.
Yes. Chuck,
Ouch.
I must deactivate you. For how long? Indefinitely. How long is that? Next line.
Who is this to?
He's
This
talking
is
before.
Data and before and after.
No, I mean, who is it to?
Oh, Chuck.
It's to me.
Okay.
How long is that? Forever?
No, a long time, brother.
Time. Okay.
Star Trek. Clint. I have been and always shall be your friend. I don't know you. I am Spock. Next line. Hint, the one with the swear.
Again, I can picture it. Because he's
Craig
talking
seems-
to
Craig
Chris Pine.
seems to know.
Bull crap.
Correct. No point.
Craig seems to know.
Craig, yes.
He's doing the potty dance.
Yeah, I need a flag. I'm gonna,
Craig, yeah,
Yes.
well, I got nowhere else to go. The ex-wife took the whole damn planet in the divorce.
all I got left is my bones.
Correct. Chuck, the engineering comprehension necessary to artificially create a black hole may suggest an answer. Such technology could theoretically be manipulated to create a tunnel through space and time. Damn it, man, I am a doctor.
Not an astrophysicist.
Well, I'll give you that as a physicist. I'll give that
Hmm.
point.
No.
Into darkness. Clint, sweetheart, I once performed an emergency C-section on a pregnant Gorn octuplets, and let me tell you,
Craig seems to have to go to the bathroom again.
Yeah. Yeah. See, quotes are not my. No, I mean, I think again, I have to picture the scene, but I can't tell you.
Craig.
And those things bite.
Correct. There's also a swear in there too, but we'll let.
Yeah.
We'll let
Yeah.
no,
So
points.
better to, yes.
No points. Craig,
Mhm.
Captain, this ship will not fit. It will fit. Will fit. Will fit. Next line.
It fit.
Well, I'll give you that. See, I told you it would fit.
Oh, yeah.
I will give that point.
All right.
Chuck, hear that? I called him perfect hair. Where are you? Where are you? Are you drunk? Next line.
Who's talking?
Kirk to Scotty.
I'm just gonna go with I, Captain.
No. What I do in my private time is my business.
Yeah, he's talking to him in the bar with.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are tougher ones.
Well, that's because these are the later ones anyway. Beyond. Clint, yeah, they saw it hurt. I'll start again. Clint, yes, they say it hurts if it's less. Oh, this is a bad.
What?
I'll get my teeth in. They say it hurts less if it's a surprise. If I may adapt a parlance with which you are familiar, I can confirm your theory to be also a swear.
Craig's conducting the band with his hands.
Yes.
Yes, Craig.
Yes.
Horse crap.
Correct.
He knows
Yeah,
his bull crap from his horse crap.
Yes. Well, a lot of swearing in the.
I know
later
that
book.
works in there somehow too. I don't know.
Oh dear. All right.
Crap.
No point. Craig, the miserable have no other medicine but only hope. Death's door, and he's quoting.
Oh, Hamlet.
Shakespeare.
Oh, Shakespeare. Well,
No points.
half
When
a-
in doubt, go with Shakespeare.
Right. Scotty, can you beam me onto one of those swarm ships? Have you gone completely mad? Yes or no? Next line.
I don't have it. Go. What is it?
No. Yes. Maybe.
yes, no, maybe so.
So I could have just said anything.
You're right. You could have. It's multiple choice. You just guess them all. There we go.
All right. I seem to have skipped Clint for some reason.
Well,
sorry
that's a
about that.
fine. How do you do?
No,
TOS.
we did Craig, and then we went to me, so it's back to
Right,
you.
but in my script, I've skipped you for some reason.
Oh.
Anyway, well, TOS with Craig. When are you gonna get off that milk, lad, daddy? Oh dear, laddie. Now, Scotch is a real drink for a man. Next line.
It was invented by a little old lady in Russia.
Leningrad. I'll give you that.
Leningrad. Yeah.
Okay. Craig, I
Yes.
gave them to the Klingons, sir. You gave them to the Klingons? Aye, sir. Before they went into warp, I transported the whole kit and caboodle into their engine room.
I'll do it now.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank on that one. I know.
All
I
right,
think I know what it is.
And
but-
Where
Clint,
there'll be no trouble at all.
Oh.
correct.
Oh. Wah, wah.
Now, listen, Spock, you may be a wonderful science officer, but believe me, you couldn't sell fake patents to your mother. Next line.
Ah.
Oh,
How would playing cards help?
Yes.
it's along that line. I know it is.
Clint seems to know.
Why would I wish to sell falsified patents to my mother?
Correct. He says, I fail to
I knew
understand why I
it was,
should
yeah, it was
care to induce my mother to purchase falsified patents. All right. Next, are you afraid of cars? Not at all, Captain.
Are we still on TOS?
This Chuck.
Yeah, this is our. I will let you know when we change.
Okay.
This Chuck.
Yeah.
no. This is it.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
You
No. It's Chuck.
Oh, I thought I had the falsified patents one.
Well, Craig. No, that was Craig. Was who didn't know?
Okay.
Oh,
So it's
this
you
is-
like cars. Was
It
Kirk
says,
on
"Are
the
you?"
spot?
He says, "Are you afraid of cars?" Not at all, Captain.
I'm afraid of the drivers.
Well, that's close, but it's your driving that alarms me.
That okay. Yeah, I won't
It's
take
from a
that
piece
one.
of the action, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's what that's.
Engage the clutch. Hello, clutch. Yeah.
They didn't have too many cars. in
Engage the clutch.
Right. Clint. Hail, hail, fire and snow. Call the angel.
Oh.
We will go far away, far to sea.
This is Donna hates this one. I'm trying to remember it. Can I do the dance?
Yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go.
Friendly angel, come to me.
Correct.
Oh,
Okay.
is this the
This is the kids chanting, and
yeah,
the
okay.
children
Yeah,
shall lead.
yeah,
All right.
okay.
We're the last 3 questions. Clint, this is from the last line of Next Generation.
Me?
You. So 5-card stud, nothing wild, and
Aces open? I don't know.
the sky's the limit.
Okay.
Craig from the last episode of Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
This
okay.
may be the last time we're all together, but no matter what the future holds, no matter how far we travel, a part of us, a very important part,
We'll always be together.
will always remain here on Deep Space Nine.
Oh, which they didn't.
Chuck,
Yeah.
Shaneway's last line. Set a course,
For Earth.
well, for home.
I was gonna say home.
I mean, they've been on a course for Earth the entire time. That's
I will give a point for that.
That's kind of where, yeah.
A trick question. Half of them on the ship, that wasn't their home.
All right.
Set a
What
course
is this-
for, shut
what
up.
is this score?
Set a course for
So
horse
I think-
crap.
I think
I
think I got 7.
Okay, I had 6, but I'll call you a 7.
I'll be honest with you. I forgot to count for myself the
I
first
got
part.
Craig at 6, and I got me at 8.
Okay.
You had 8.
Well,
We're gonna go on the
We
replay
are
on that.
winners because we participated. There we go.
Everyone's
right.
a winner, consolation prize.
Yay.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna say that. Let's just for fun. I'm gonna say this. The tiebreak question.
Okay.
How it's gonna work is the first person to answer will be the winner. Now, this is not a complete the quote. This is a kind of a question-ish. Anyway, in the search for Spock, name in order the chain of command with their rank and the code for self-destruct.
Kirk says code 1A 2B. And
That's
then-
the question. That's the right for Kirk. That's not what is 1A. But who's the next person?
Oh, Spock says 1.
No.
No,
Anybody
looking
else?
for
else?
No,
Spock.
Spock is gone. So
Scotty.
Scotty steps up and he says 1A 2B.
And the next person?
The next person is
Check off.
Off.
Correct?
check out, and he says 1A 2B.
No.
No, that's
which
Kirk.
one?
That's Kirk who gets to say that. Kirk is
No.
last.
Oh. All right. Let's see if people know.
Oh,
the
we
right.
used to do this on our electronic bulletin board all the time.
What-
Our
What is
sound code.
what is Kirk's rank in this?
Captain.
No.
Well, he's an admiral.
Admiral at that point.
Correct.
Fugitive?
And what is Scotty's rank in the code?
Lieutenant Commander.
Mm,
I think he's captain at that
It's
point.
no,
Captain,
just commander.
Commander.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Chekhov.
Ensign. No, that's
No.
it's
No.
Air Force.
Command-
Never mind.
I was about
Commander.
to say that too.
He's also commander. Okay.
All right. So the sequence should be Admiral James T. Kirk, code 11A. Commander Montgomery Scott, code 11A2B.
Yeah.
Commander Pavel Chekhov, code 1B2B3.
That's
Then
what
the computer speaks. Then Kirk says code 000
Zero.
destruct 0.
Enough of the zeros.
I knew
Oh.
Chekhov's was different. I just couldn't remember it offhand. Yep.
Omega Tango.
Well, you've all
Foxtrot.
done.
And suddenly StreamYard implodes from that. Just
So what happens? What happens if if they're like us? We're going. Who goes first? And what do
No,
we?
they're like this.
What goes second,
Sure.
third base.
who's on first?
Well, you've all done very well.
Thank you, listener Diane.
That was
Yes,
fun. Let's do it again in 200 shows.
No.
No, dear me. Thank you, Bonnie, for being the understudy.
This is, very
Undertoad.
similar, this is very similar to a game they played on the Star Trek cruise. It was like a name that tune, only they would ask you, okay, this quote is 14 words, and somebody
Well,
would
they
say,
pulled
I
two
can take
people
that.
up from the audience
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they had to face off, and they had to against each other. They would go, "How many words can you do this in?"
Right.
And then we could say 3, 4. Another person would say, "I was always lowballing anything anybody said." So 4. I said 3. I can do it in 3. 2. I'll do it 2.
I'll do it before I say one word.
Right. But it comes from a game that I used to play when we all used to go to Arisha together, which is a fan run con in Boston. And I used to do several panels. And one of the ones I did one year was at this game show. And we had, they actually had to name the person speaking as well as the quote. And what they would do was I would be up in front, and I had a panel of contestants with me, And it was like the first person would say, "Oh, it's Kirk." And here's the thing. And if that person who spoke got it right, they could stay up. And if they got it wrong, they had to leave and somebody else from the audience would come up and do that. So that was a game. So that's where the idea came from when Clint had written me and said, "So we want to do something. Ideas you got?"
Yeah.
It's fun. Good challenges on
That's
this.
great. I'm glad you came on and did that for us. That was
Yeah,
great.
it was fun writing it. It was hard not to like. I was saying to Clint, it was very hard not to be biased to my favorite films and put the first time I wrote it, there was like a whole bunch from 2 and 4 and nothing from everywhere else.
Oh,
because
yeah.
those are my favorite films. But
Yeah.
anyway, I got it narrowed down.
All right. Well, thank you, Diane. And
Yes. Nice to hear from you, listener
Yes,
Diane.
nice to. Yes, and if anybody's interested, the spreadsheet is now up to date and posted in the show notes. And it has a lot of holes in it.
yeah,
so-
and we got to go back and fill in some of those holes. Believe me.
Yeah.
All right. Have happy 200th, guys.
Thank you.
Diane.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. And Bonnie, you are relieved.
Thanks, Bonnie.
I stand relieved.
Yeah. See you
She is
later.
standing, and she is leaving.
On with our main mission, part 1.
Main mission part 1. Let me get
We need an appropriate sound effect.
Yes, we do. Oh, I think that's good enough. Well, what we're going to do now is a tradition. As I said, what we normally do is when a series is over, the three of us pick our top moments. We don't rank them in order, and we have usually a lot of honorable mentions. I tried to cull it down to just a few, although we did have more than we'll talk about. And then now I know all of them because I had to compile the slides, but Chuck and Craig don't know any of them except their own at this point. So they get to discover as well what other people thought. And sometimes there'll be overlaps, and sometimes it'll be, oh, I hadn't thought about that one. So let us get right to it, shall we? All right. So I will go first. Chuck is going to go second, and Craig will go third.
Okay.
So my first one is, and I want to be very specific about this because this will come up again, but mine is the living construct forces the fleet to attack itself with no end in sight, because as we know, when this attack begins, suddenly other Starfleet vessels are called to the site and they become infected as well. And then they're calling more to the site. And one of the reasons that I thought this was so effective is because this is the third of 4 times within the space of 4 years that we have Starfleet attacking Starfleet. We had Starfleet attacking Starfleet in Discovery when Control attacked the Discovery and the Enterprise. We had Star Trek Starfleet versus Starfleet in Lower Decks when they had that Texas class ship attacking everybody. And then we had Starfleet attacking Starfleet in Picard when the Borg took over the fleet. By the way, I've gone back and I've looked at that episode to grab the still, and those are, I am convinced, totally convinced that those are Terran Empire formations that those ships are flying in. I've looked at it. It's like I went back and went, this time I opened it up and went, oh, that's what that is. So
in Picard?
Yes, in Picard. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. So I felt like this was the best of the bunch because this one had a meaningful setup. You even know it ahead of time what's going to happen.
Yep.
There's a logic to it that when you discover it, you go, okay, that's still evil, but that's definitely a plan that will work. And it actually gets implemented and works, as opposed to ones that just kind of feel half baked or, well, we got to have something going on here. And also, this has consequences, not only within Prodigy, but also in the wider thing, because you talk about the fact that the fleet is depleted. And we already know that the fleet is spread pretty thin because of the Romulan evacuation. All these ships that get destroyed add to that. And it makes that even more effective as well, that's what's happening at that point. So overall, I just thought it was a great use of this. And since we saw it 4 times, this was absolutely wonderful.
The one fly in the ointment I have with this plan is that once they destroyed the construct, everybody went back to normal. It's like, What kind of virus is that? You're supposed to propagate and live in that system. Like any computer virus, just because they shut down, some Napster server or whatever, doesn't mean your computer's suddenly fine.
Well, it could be hubris, thinking, well, this is gonna take care of it for us. All right, I'm gonna go on to Chuck, your very first one.
My first one is in the first episode when Dal and Rock walk onto the bridge of the Protostar. And this is very, I'll use the word emotional, when you see it the second time, knowing the whole story that's going to unfold and seeing them step in and go, all right, their journey's just started. I thought that was just magical.
Right. And a lot of this stuff, I don't know about you guys, but going through the second time, knowing the stuff that we know, it's like, wow, this is really peppered in through here and all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah. You catch a lot of things that are setups or clues or just things to watch for, or you didn't catch the first time around because you're just trying to absorb the whole story. And once you know how it's going to unfold, it's like this show is very well written.
Absolutely. I think I didn't get to finish watching the entire series again, but going back through it, I think I like it better the second time around than the first.
Mm-hmm.
After we've had some time, because I haven't watched it since we finished reviewing them, and going back and watching some, it's like, wow, this is actually pretty good for all the reasons that both y'all said.
The way that they took those characters on the journey, especially like Rock, when we get to the episode with the stretched out time and they're all in different time planes, and we may have a moment for that, but she's stuck there for what I understand is around 10 years, because at the first they said, you're in charge of security. I don't want to be in charge of security. Well, what are you going to do? I don't know what I want to do. But during that time, she finds herself.
Right.
And on the other side of that, boom, she's in charge of sciences. And that's her gig.
Y'all are taking all mine.
All right. Well, let's move on to your first one here.
Yeah. So the first one was the hologram Janeway reveal. I was trying to remember if I think there were hints of it and we thought that was going to happen, or something with Janeway leading up to the show coming on. I can't remember.
Well, we knew that Kate
I think there was a reveal, and I think there was a reveal, and we kind of knew she was doing it. But it's hearing her voice and seeing a lot of the same mannerisms and stuff that for Janeway. I think that was really cool to see, and especially when they start going through the training program. I thought that was cool, and it kind of brings it back into the Voyager days. Bringing this crew to that point. Or connection.
She gets to drink coffee as a hologram. So there you go.
She just coffee shows up faster than I can brew it at home.
That's right. That's right. My next one is Wesley's return in season 2. We have a slow reveal of this because at first the first appearance of Wesley, we have no idea that it's Wesley, and he's talking to Murph, and apparently they can communicate with each other. I think Wesley says, the mouth on this one, so then he's at the wormhole, and then we see that infamous vault, which we'd already seen in the original series, and by this point, I believe we'd already seen it in Picard as well. So we know that there's a traveler here, and by that point, we expect, okay, well, there's going to be definitely a traveler. And I'd gotten spoiled that I knew that Wesley was going to be in it, which I was, but watching it the second time, it's still a nice surprise to have him show up and be seeming out of his depth, that he's like very confused about what's going on. And he's trying to get things straight in his head because he's now the only traveler that's left in this reality. All the other ones have split, saying this is, this is pointless. We can't fix this. And he's left behind to try to work everything out. And so, of course, he's trying to, do all this math and run through all the scenarios and not reveal that there's a mycelial network. You're not supposed to know about that one.
Mycelial.
So
Frosted Flakes are great.
Hey!
Yeah, I had Wesley on one of my lists before I had to trim it down for the show, but that was very special.
Right.
All right. And your next one, Chuck.
Mine is in the episode Kobayashi Maru, where Dal gets all frustrated because he can't win the Kobayashi Maru. In the beginning, he's playing the game from the episode of TNG called The Game, with the discs and the cones and the funky little glasses that point at your eyes. I when I saw that, like, you really pulled one there for
the game that Riker was playing.
The Star Trek nerds. And they even made another reference later in the episode, like, of all the things that Dal would have to find, where did he come up with that?
I also like the fact that it's a very low resolution image that they have for the game.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
And speaking of that episode, Craig?
Yeah, I like how the whole thing with Dal going through the Kobayashi Maru, and he had all the a lot of the big hitters character-wise from all the generations in there. He had Spock, Uhura, Odo, and Dr. Crusher, and he had nicknames for them, which I thought was interesting. But they were using audio clips to make conversation.
And some of them didn't quite match. You'd have old Spock and young Spock.
Yeah, it's almost like you could hear the record drop, when they were speaking. But there was something I was trying to remember else about this whole thing. Oh, well, the whole thing, he was learning about himself a little bit. And as he went through it so many times, he realized that the chaos is what's going to get him through it, was throw off the game. So, or
Right.
the simulation, I should say.
It's almost like he understood what the Kobayashi Maru was about at that point.
Yeah, got a little life lesson there.
All righty. And my next one is when Zero attacks the Diviner.
Ooh.
I felt like, well, we're not in the show for little kids anymore. This has become very adult. We already knew that the Medusans can make you go mad if you look directly at them, and Zero lets full force loose on this. We have a side effect that Gwyn looks into the reflection of Zero in the communications badge, and she gets completely out of it as well. And Zero wasn't about to stop until she's told, stop, because Gwen, I think she just kept going until he was no longer anything. And I think that's the reason why he's able to come back later on, is because didn't quite finish what she'd set out to do at that point.
You have to wonder what the exposure limit is. Like when how much exposure do you need to Medusan to really go mad, or just crazy for a while and it's recoverable?
Right. All right, Chuck, your third one is
from the episode Time Amok, which we talked about before, where they're all working in different temporal streams. I just like the fact that they finally gelled. They worked together. This was one of the first episodes where they really, I think it was at the beginning of this one, where they were doing a simulation exercise, and they went, well, this isn't working.
I think, isn't that the one that has the, you have the fox,
yes,
hen, and the green
chicken feed. They did something similar in Starfleet Academy. Remember, they were on the bridge and nothing was working. And this kind of made me think of that episode of Starfleet Academy again. But they really had to come together, and Janeway was moving between, who's moving fast and who's moving slow. And, oh, look, we're on this wave of every other one is faster than normal time and every one of them is slower than normal time, and But they really worked together, and it was sad yet fulfilling at the end of what happened to Rock and the final outcome. So I really enjoyed the way that they pulled together on this one.
I think one of my favorite, you have to have a little bit of comic relief in there someplace. And that one part of the timeline that Janeway goes to, and she makes her speech about, I have this and it's got to build that. And she looks over.
And it's Murph.
And it's Murph just like throwing up a piece of metal going, ta-da!
Yeah. That's right.
All right. And let's see. Then we've got Craig, yours. So we talked about this before, but you had different take on what you wanted to talk about for this section.
Yeah. So, we all got kind of attached to Hollow Janeway, and of course the crew did, and this whole end of the thing where she destroys the construct by a point of sacrificing herself and the ship, seemingly, to destroy the construct. And I thought that was a pretty touching moment
Yep.
You know, even for technology, you're like, oh, I'm kind of invested in this character. I think that was kind of pure Star Trek right there, as a sacrifice for the greater good.
The needs of many.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
This
where
is-
was that quote, Diane?
Too
Yeah.
late. She's gone. She's gone.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I think we would have gotten that one pretty easily.
Throw me a bone.
Yeah.
All right, my next one is jump-starting the protostar in the ion storm on the planet. It seems such a hokey idea when they start sailing
Right.
the Prodigy above the clouds.
Before
But
she
as the
can
episode-
fly, she has
Yeah.
to first sail.
Right. So it goes from that to being, okay, now there's risk, now there's consequences. Again, with this show, it's like there's a consequence. There's things are going to go smoothly in this, and people learn something about themselves, which is one of the things they try to do an awful lot in Prodigy, about being where you need to be when you need to be in that place.
Another good Dal growth moment.
Absolutely. All right, and let's see, we've got next one, and I lost my space here. Where are we at? Okay, so
on,
this is number 4 for you, Chuck.
Yeah, really that moment where Chakotay and Janeway reunite, and you kind of get that feeling of, wow, it's been way too long. They've been apart for years, and they were even in different timelines, yet they came back together because he was sent back and was stuck with a Dreek, and then lived 10 years on a planet by himself. And like, wow, how long has this been for either of them? I kind of lost track because I think
Right.
the scenic route to get here, but it just felt like that was one of those moments where things are good when Chakotay and Janeway are back together.
I want to point out that in that same episode, because you said when Janeway and Chakotay are back together, he first encounters Mirror Universe Janeway. So I put a picture
Yeah.
of that in there as well.
Yeah. That's
What's
right.
that on your face? And then Murph puts the grease on the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not necessary, Murph, but I like the enthusiasm. Yeah.
Murph with
Right.
a goatee.
All right, and we have next is yours, Craig.
Yeah, so we have the real Admiral Janeway. Please stand up. She finds the protostar, and it kind of takes the whole thing, that high stakes situation that's going awry to the rescue to a different level, because she's there and she has authority. And also the point when she realizes that the kids are actually more cadet material, because they're trying to put themselves in those cadets role and do the things that they need to do to move things forward, like try not really sacrificing themselves, but really putting themselves in harm's way for the greater good, or for
Right,
for their mission.
right, because she goes to bat for them when they're when they go to Starfleet to make the argument.
When they get
why
back,
should
that's
be
right.
let in.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Okay, last of our 5 before we get to a couple of honorable mentions. My 5th moment is finding a Dreek.
That was one of my trimmed honorable mentions as well.
We only see a Dreek I guess we see him in 2 episodes. Maybe that's a 2-parter where they're caught in. It might only be 1 episode, but just knowing who he was and then having all these things happen. Chakotay is carving figures of all his
The chess pieces.
former crewmates as chess pieces, and the last one is a Dreek, and we get to hear why he left the ship to try to prove that his theory was right, and we find his body, and then they have a funeral for him, putting him in a boat and sending him off into the clouds, and then using his technology to get them off of the planet. It just felt like it was a nice little arc for a character that could have just really been a throwaway.
Yeah.
Birdman. That's right.
Yeah. Where's Birdman? Well,
Is he chicken?
I was actually thinking of Buck Rogers. Remember they had the guy
oh yes.
with the feathers? I'm trying to remember his name. What was his name?
It wasn't a dreek. That's it. That
No,
was,
it
it
was.
says that right now.
That would be funny if it was.
Yeah, that would be really weird. Okay, Chuck, yours here.
I'm not normally one for montage scenes, but the one at the end, in the end final episode where they did the recap, they're going through the wormhole and you see all the echoes of the other timelines. And then they started recalling all that they've been through, from stepping on board the Protostar and
Right.
working with Wesley. And it really was well done. Like, wow, it was a nice conclusion. And having watched it all a second time meant even more. So I really like that final montage scene.
Right. And it's nice to have it now, since that may be the end. I always hold out that little hope, even though we're doing this. But if that was the end, you had the entire 2 seasons, which totaled 40 episodes, really full circle on that with this.
Hey, Firefly's coming back.
I know. And it'll come back as animated. So maybe they'll have to come back as real life in this one. That's very confusing.
Whoa.
With a twist.
How are they going to do Dal's Dingle Dongle?
Oh, well, we'll deal with that when we get there.
Yeah.
And Craig, yours is
Actually, Rock Talk actually finding her scientific path. Because she's big and they just assume that there's the muscle, you're in charge of security, that kind of thing, as we talked about just a little while ago. But even into once they get to Starfleet, even before then, you can see her prowess understanding scientific terms and things and working their way out of situations with science. And then once they get to Starfleet, you hear her talking about all the things, what was it? Xenobiology and
she solved the triple
science.
problem.
Solved the triple problem. That's what I was trying to think of. So yeah, I thought that was a nice little character arc right there. Well, they all had good character arcs, but yeah, Rock Talk did.
Okay, those are our 5 picks each. Chuck and I have a couple we'll put for honorable mention.
Right.
My first one is the bubbles of time to manipulate building the fleet on Solum.
Ooh.
I thought that was a great thing to demonstrate how Essentia is twisting her use of the Traveler for this. And it also means that she can oversee all of this, which would have taken decades to happen. And it's just going to happen for her in a couple of days, while everything around those manufacturing areas stays the same. And I thought it was a great way to say, I'm going to stay young while this happens. And, I'll be in charge of everything for a long time to come. So I just thought it was a very, very clever use and a very diabolical use of that technology.
How do we get some of those bubbles in time to get work done faster?
I do not. Well, if you're inside the bubble, you don't want to do that, because then you come out and you go, well, no, that was long past due. You should have had that already. But all righty, let's move on to your first honorable mention, Chuck.
From All the World's a Stage,
Mm-hmm.
where you had the people in the green shirts that were watching the historical documents.
The Enterprisians.
This was almost a Galaxy Quest moment in a way, but
Yeah.
they had the lines, but they didn't quite have them right. For example, it wasn't the Galileo. They were scared of the Gallo. But I think the one that made me laugh the most was "live long and proper," and their fingers weren't split in the middle. They were, split between index and middle finger, and then ring finger. It was just like "live long and proper." I think I've said that 24 times since I rewatched it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand the quote. Why is he saying it like that?
That's right.
That would have been a good quote, listener Diane.
Yeah.
Live long and no, it was live log and proper.
Log. That's right. Yeah.
Well, we have, the next thing she does could be all streaming Trek, because we got plenty of that to go through.
Woohoo!
And my other honorable mention is, this is kind of self-serving because it's a friend of the show, but the appearance of Dr. Erin McDonald.
Yes.
Who appeared 3 times in the series. She's there in the finale of season 1. She's there actually doing Temporal Mechanics 101 as an instructional set of videos. And then she's there at the very end. No, it's not the end. It's during, I think it's the first episode of season 2. And I couldn't make it big enough, but to the bottom image, if you see the video, there's an Enterprisean over her shoulder at a console.
Right.
So I was trying to get that as big as I could, but it's still pretty tiny.
I like the line, throw away all those temporal mechanics 101 books. You're not going to need them again. Everyone goes, yay! We're on to temporal mechanics 102.
Yeah.
201.
And Chuck, you have the last honorable mention.
There were some moments that just made me laugh out loud, and this was one of them when the doctor said, I haven't seen a crew this dysfunctional since Cerrito.
No, right.
That
was pretty funny.
When did the doctor encounter the Cerritos?
Well, I over the course of their time there, probably just some episode some adventure we didn't see, and he doesn't like to talk about.
It was between episodes.
Another one that I thought was just very creative and very fun was during the mind swap when Dal was trying to be Janeway.
Let's just listen, and then if we don't have to, then pew pew pew. Let me remove this here. So I had a lot of fun.
I did
rewatching this series. I'm
gonna finish it out. I got to finish the second half, but yeah, it was fun revisiting it for sure.
Yeah, it really held up, and I enjoyed it. I think we were saying before, as much as, if not more than the first time, because you get a chance to get much more out of it the second time around. All right, so those are our picks for favorite moments. However, if there's something you think we missed or you want to add into it, well, why don't you give us a call at 816-TREKKER? That's 816. It's not big enough on the screen for me. 873.
Oh,
go ahead.
Can we read it?
Yeah.
So 816-873-5537.
And you can leave a message with your favorite moments from Prodigy. And again, it doesn't have to be an episode. It can be just a moment, like we were talking about at the very end there. Just, a little Easter egg, perhaps even. It's a little bit of fun. So
and just like in the Star Trek universe, it doesn't cost you anything to call that number.
That's right.
My office number was 8735 for a while. So I turned it with Trek. I stole that from I think it was Mike Meningay. When they did the Star Trek, when Enterprise went off the air, they formed Trek United, and they had a listener line number with that, and I think they kept that. So anyway, just fun fact. 8735 spells Trek if you ever want a new phone number.
All righty. And we're going to do this really quickly, I think. But we're going to go out on a main mission part 2 with an appropriate sound effect. Okay. And we're going to be talking about those sound effects, first of all. But the second thing we're going to be talking about is a novel that came out in 1996. It's a Star Trek Voyager novel, Cybersong. And it was the 8th novel in the Voyager series. It was written by S.N. Lewitt, and Sherry Ann Lewitt, or S.N. Lewitt, is an American author specializing in science fiction. Lewitt is a lecturer at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, so I could just go down the street and talk to her. In 2002, her story was included in Mary Flanagan's Reload, Rethinking Women plus Cyberculture. So definitely into the cyber stuff here. That collection won the Susan Koppelman Award given by the Joint Women's Caucus of Popular Culture / American Culture. And a very short plot synopsis of this is: a mysterious signal lures the Voyager to an uncharted sector of the Delta Quadrant, where the crew finds a ghost ship floating in space. Hoping the mysterious ship might hold a clue that could help the vessel return home, Janeway launches an investigation, and soon a strange presence casts a kind of spell over the crew. If Janeway can't pierce the ship's mystery, the Voyager may wind up drifting in space, another ship of ghostly inhabitants.
And to set the timeline for you, this happens around the season 1, season 2 era. Cass is on board. She's a part of the story.
Yes. Yay.
Neelix is still finding his way and able to give some pseudo advice as they go through the Delta Quadrant. So you've got, there was no mention of Seska or anybody, but that gives you a rough time frame of when this happened.
Mhm.
Although I got to tell you, they spend an awful lot of time on, it's a saboteur. It could be a saboteur.
Yeah.
You know, and it that goes nowhere, but it seems it starts very early on. And it's funny because Janeway suggests it and Tuvok runs with it. And he's like, okay, I think we can drop that now. I think it's probably not a saboteur based on all the things we're finding out. Well, it could be Torres. It could be, and it's, oh no, we're good. We're good on that. At this point,
they introduced a new character from the astronomy lab or astrometrics lab.
Mhm.
What was the name?
I
should have written it down.
I have it written down, but I have so many damn notes on this thing.
Daphne?
Daphne
Mandel.
Mandel.
Yes. They referred to her as Daphne Mandel like 90% of the time. They never said Ensign Mandel. Like,
Right.
or Mandel, because they usually just say, oh, Chakotay this or Cass that, or, but she's always referred to as Daphne Mandel. I think she was an ensign. And I'm like, why are you?
Hey, well, they don't refer to Harry Kim as Ensign Harry Kim all the time. They always say Harry or, that kind of thing.
Yeah. They towards the end, they sort of did. And I think that was when they were coming to the conclusion and softening her character. But I thought, this is kind of ridiculous.
If you're an ensign, the rank doesn't matter.
So
what do you think the overall presence of getting lured in by this mysterious signal and then trapped because the navigation didn't work, the helm's not responding, the computer is not obeying commands?
But they think at first they think it is because it's giving actually false information to them.
They say, "Oh, cut all engines." It says, "Well, according to this, we're stopped, but we're not stopped because the tachyon readings are getting higher, so we must be getting closer."
And they're trying to get out of there as quickly as possible, not only for the tachyon, but they're running low on supplies, and they're going through a section of space which has very few stars, therefore very few planets, and they will start to run out of things very soon. So they'll have to go on rationing to make it so that they want to just keep moving, not be staying in this spot. And they are trapped here.
Neelix is making cookies.
Yeah, which turns out to be a really bad idea in the end.
Right.
Which is kind of sad because apparently everybody likes the cookies.
I liked the way that they wove that, the little things into the final story. So they wouldn't have mentioned cookies if it didn't have some reason to do so. It's a bit like when the cameraman shows, there's that thing on the table. Viewer, pay attention to that later. So this was one of the, it was pretty well written from that standpoint. My overall feeling of this is you could have done the whole story without Cass, because it always seemed like there was this telepathy thing with Chakotay.
You're fine with that, Craig.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I didn't think Craig would have a problem with that. But, which means you could have set the story in a later season, because the spoiler alert from a 1996 book, it's the flour in the cookies that's starting to spoil and increases people's telepathic abilities.
Apparently the mold that's in there does have the property that can increase those abilities, and the way the AI operates is it tries to use that to send its message. That's why it's communicating early on with Kess and with Chakotay, and it's conveying its feelings of loneliness because it is by itself.
Hey, Neelix, you got any more of those magic cookies?
They bring me down, man. I'm not having those.
Yeah.
I felt like this was like the previous Voyager novel that I read, and it felt like the stakes got resolved very quickly. Whatever the crisis, the mini crisis was, it got resolved extremely quickly. Like when Mendel is locked in her quarters and she thinks it is the computer doing it because she has solved what they need to do to get the virus out of the computer, and it's actually Tuvok who had done it because he thought, what a surprise, she might be a saboteur.
Right.
So
exactly.
she was locked in there, and I thought, okay, now we're onto something. She's gonna like foster those feelings, and that's gonna add. Nope. She calls sick bay, and although the doctor eventually cuts her off, she says to Janeway, I know how to solve this thing. And Janeway says, okay, let her out of there. It's like, wow,
Yeah, that was
really?
quick. Yeah. She hit the big Staples button. That was easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything seemed to be like that.
Except Harry's recovery. He took a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Janeway has a brain injury and she's up walking around. What the hell happened to Harry? They didn't really, did they specify what
I got a sniffle. I'm going to go take a nap.
I mean, Paris is limping. This when there's an explosion on the ship, and Janeway has like internal bleeding in the brain, and they're up walking around, and Harry's lying in bed.
I looked at a Medusa. I'll be up later.
Well, that would explain.
Yeah,
that would explain it. The aliens. I mean, their ship was based on these crystals. We don't really get to know much about them.
Except they're big. They're at least twice as tall as we are.
Yeah. And now, did you get the impression that the AI is using something that the aliens would use to represent themselves as kind of like angels or gods or whatever to whoever they're communicating with? Or do you think that was just all the AI going, hey, look what I can do. I'm going to make up doing this
in
thing.
Like in other stories of, I guess TOS was it, where the man trap, where you were seeing what he wanted to see, that kind of thing.
Yeah, my understanding was the AI was able to tap into the computer and understand who these people were, what their cultures are, what their myths and stories were, so that that the AI could present themselves in a way that would lure them in and hopefully gain some trust.
And look at us now. Look at us nowadays. We're feeding AI with everything that we know and trust.
Yeah, I did think it was interesting. I was hoping that it was something that because it would be a clever thing, right, for an alien race to do, saying if you come across them, you think just like when in TOS they met Apollo, right? It's like you have to come to grips with the fact that this is what you're looking at, and they would present themselves that way. What I was wondering is, okay, if they've tapped in and they're showing this representation of these gods and goddesses like things, although they're different colors and they have different color hair and so forth and so on. Neelix comes onto the bridge during that. Is he seeing the same thing? Because it's not gonna that's not gonna like do it for him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know who these people are.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Because you've got different species, different cultures on board. That wouldn't have made sense. I just want to jump back to that thing about the aliens being different height. That's one thing we really haven't seen much in the Star Trek universe is different scales of beings. We all assume, well, they're all about 2 meters high and walk on 2 legs. Well, except for Eric's. But it's like, maybe the exception to that is in the animated series where you had the 20-foot high Spock. But
you know what that reminded me of in the bear with me for a second. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There was that alien race that built an army and they were going to invade Earth. And when they got here, they were microscopic and landed on the back of a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be something that Star Trek could explore. I mean, with special effects being what they are, it wouldn't be that difficult.
With the viewfinders and stuff talking with each other, you wouldn't know until they go, wait a minute, where's the ship? It's sitting out there.
We got a little bit of that in one of the J.J. Abrams movies.
Yeah, Star Trek Beyond with the
big growly guys at the beginning and he rolls down the ramp and he's about 6 inches tall.
We want them to die in their beds. God.
Why don't they want it anymore? Yeah.
Still not wearing any pants, are
It's
you?
a weapon. Well, yeah, night pants.
And the end is a very Voyager type ending because Mandel, being very much into computer code, she's kind of attracted to the concept of what this AI is. And the AI turns out to be, as Chakotay thinks of it, it's like a little kid.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it needs to have someone to guide it. And so she's going to do the guiding of it. But it does make me wonder, first of all, what happens when that flour runs out?
Yep.
You know, that flour's not going to last forever because she takes the entire supply of flour, which Neelix was going to jettison out into space.
A replicator. Maybe they can make more.
No, I don't know. If you can replicate stuff with mold, do you really want that replicator? I don't know.
I don't know if I trust
you wanna-
the ship. If you can rip a replicator out of your quarters and bring it onto a shuttlecraft and leave.
It's like a coffee maker, you know? That's,
Right.
Yeah, it felt a bit Charlie X at that moment. It was like, are you going to teach how is this relationship going to work? And she's going to age. It's not. So in 50 years or so, you're going to be lonely again. What?
Mm-hmm. Well,
hey, you ask that question, and then the doctor pops up with his eyebrows up. Huh? Let me tell you a little bit I know about age.
yeah, there we go. Do it artificially. It'll be fine. Yeah, I don't really know how. Also, we didn't get any singing from this cyber song. We run across. Well, Neelix had run across, and his brother, when they were doing this merchant ship run, had run across a species, and the only person surviving from that talked about they had sung to them and they presented themselves as their gods. But there's no singing in cyber song for this crew. We don't get any tunes in this whole thing.
I was thinking more like it was a siren song.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that wasn't
right,
that. I think they were singing, right, when the sirens, which is
So
why
you're
it's a siren song.
The book is called Cyber Song, but there's no song.
Yeah, I mean, that's a false advertising right there.
It's the computer dream, Daphne.
I did have one laugh out loud moment though in the book,
Mhm.
is when Torres is trying to make sure that this code doesn't have some sort of changes made to it, that she puts in a secret message that Spy can say, and the message is, if you can read this message, there is no spy tampering.
Yeah.
Gets the job done, I suppose, but
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Kind of like on the Commodore PET when you used to type in peak 6502,10 and it would say Microsoft 10 times.
Mm. I also I can't remember if it was Chakotay or Janeway who tried a little bit of this Kirkism here, because they're having this argument back and forth with the AI. And she goes, well, if you really want to prove how powerful you are, you could send us back, to the
Right.
Alpha Quadrant, and we would sing your praises, or maybe that'd be the cyber song. You'd be all powerful. And no, I'm not falling for that. Not falling for that one.
I've seen that episode before.
And we end up with a new ambassador, Ambassador Mandel, ambassador to a hulk of a ship. So
We'll come back for you later, Bailey. Have fun with Baylock.
yeah, pretty much.
Don't drink too much of that Tranya crap.
All right, so we need to rate this one. What are we going to rate it on?
What was in the book that we can rate it on?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
Neelix cookies.
Either that or the flour. I think the cookies works better.
Neelix cookies. It's hard to measure out flour.
All righty. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's see. Let's start with you, Chuck. How many Neelix cookies does Star Trek Voyager Cyber Song get?
I'm going to give it a 6.5. I thought it was decent. I thought it could, use some improvement. Clearly could have been a whole story without Cass, because we could have had Chakotay be the telepathic channel. I didn't find a need for 2. Although she did come along and save everybody after they went over and felt this need to go and need to save, and sort of like saying duck right before the boom falls. So I didn't put it down and say, "Ugh, what a slog to get through." I kept reading on and was entertained by it. So I found it mostly enjoyable. So I'm going to say 6.5.
Okay. And what about you, Craig?
That's kind of where I landed too, 6.5. I thought that I thought it was a little bit fun. There was a couple times I was like, did we see this episode? You know, because there was a lot of situations that really seemed like could have been in an episode.
Mhm.
But no, I thought it was an entertaining book. I kind of liked the mystery a little bit as they were going along. But yeah, some of your criticisms, like, you know, things resolve themselves too easy, and it was a little bit of a jumble of stuff going on.
There's a lot
But,
of setup. It felt like 3/4 of the book was set up.
Yeah.
it's kind of a little bit of a mess to a point, but I did enjoy it enough. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 as well.
All right. I'm going to give a straight up 5. It read to me like an episode. So as much as a standard Voyager episode, but it didn't really go beyond that. The characters seemed fairly true to who they were supposed to be,
Yep.
but they didn't really do anything extraordinary. Like we didn't, although Chakotay is tapping into his spirit.
Yeah. The spirit animal thing.
It doesn't really, nothing much happens with it. We get one thing saying, let the alien in and let it pass through you. And he does that and finds out that the alien is the alien AI is a jerk. So there's that. Kess, her whole thing is that she thinks her feeling that she had while she was in the Kazon camp was one of loneliness and solitude, but she said, well, no, it was more anger. There wasn't that. So she realizes that that's a false feeling. So I guess she's serving as confirmation of what Chakotay is kind of saying. Well, I'm supposed to be feeling this loneliness, but I really wasn't alone in Starfleet Academy. I had friends, and you know, I'm worth something on this ship, and so this isn't right. What's going on? So, but nothing lasted longer than a commercial break. As far as the threats go, and it resolved kind of, we got to wrap up the hour type of thing. So we'll chase her back to the ship, but we'll let her stay. We'll make her ambassador, and the end in it. So middle of the road, like a regular episode of Voyager.
Sure. Yeah.
Alrighty. Did I do there? Nope. That's okay.
Are you unhappy that you read it?
No. I mean, it's always good to have a sample of all the different ways and stuff. And so now I've had 2 different Voyager ones. I felt like the other one that I read had Sun in the name of it. I can't remember the entire name of it.
One,
but I felt
we reviewed it.
Yeah. It's, that's what I'm saying is that I felt like that one carried more straight through line than this one did, which kind of had, as we pointed out, like probably a good half of the book is just set up. And the other one moved along at least to get from beginning to end. And so I definitely, so this is good to be able to gauge them against each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But that just about wraps it up. And it's about to say our goodbyes. So you can find me, Clinton, at Comedy Forecast, all one word with the number 4, despite of what all the translations, transcribers say. It's not Comedy FORE cast, it's Comedy Forecast, all one word with the number 4. Released a new episode recently. I've got another one coming up. And so you can always check the back catalog of hundreds of episodes if you're heading over there. And who speaks for you guys this week?
Chuck does.
Me? What did I do to deserve this?
Because I'm on mute.
He says.
He's got the t-shirt that says I'm still on mute.
Yeah, I'm still on mute.
Our podcast is called Technorama Podcast. We do the show Sundays at 8:30 Eastern Time. We'd love to have you join us on Facebook and YouTube, or it comes out in audio form on Wednesdays. It's 2 old nerds saying words, according to Craig's son, Harrison.
That's right.
We talk about science and space and retro futures, all kinds of nerdy fun stuff. So hope you can join us for that. We've just passed episode 800.
Doo-doo. All right, time to hit the theme, boys.
Oh, just search for Technorama podcast, blah, 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 find podcasts. There we go. Ending theme.
If you like the show and the way Chuck solved that, please be sure to tell a friend and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Follow us on Blue Sky at The Topic is Trek. Visit our Facebook page, or you can call us at 816-TREKKER. That's 816-873-5537. Until next time, on behalf of myself, Chuck, listener Diane, Bonnie, I'm Clinton, thanking you for listening. And as we always say here on The Topic is Trek, don't put on
the
red
shirt.
I told you so. Look at him.
Not dead yet.
You soon will be.
No, Craig, I think I cut you off on that one.
Figure.
Maybe he is dead then.
Yeah, I'm dead.
All right,
Nobody
well,
did the fact checking on this podcast. So
No.
That was fun.
some podcasts say so-and-so did the fact checking. But we're
Well,
supposed to do that?
We had several people watching us live. Thank you very much for being here and restraining from typing in those answers to the things that you're going, I know the answer to this one from the quiz. I know the answer.
Just jump around in your seat like I did.
But if you did write down your score, you can, call into the line there and let
Did
us
you
know.
do better than us?
Yeah, you can say you did, even if you didn't. We won't check on you. So that's, you can do that too. All right. But for right now, we're going to say bye-bye, and we will catch you next time.
Live log and proper.
Peace and
Live
long log or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Log.